Hello and welcome back to another class. I'm Tati and today we'll be flowing through a powerful and strong yoga sequence. You won't need any props for today. Let's get started in a forward fold at the front of our mat. So feet are hip width distance apart, bending over the thighs, hands resting on the mat. And grasping opposite elbows, gently rocking from side to side. So you can sway from side to side, arriving in your practice today, and finding stillness, clasping the hands and just rolling out the wrists in one direction. And rolling out in the other direction. Warming up those wrist joints. Releasing. Inhale, finding halfway lift. Hands on the mat or the shins, finding a nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release. Inhale, rounding the spine, sweeping the arms up and over. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round, arms come up. And exhale, fold. And one more time, rounding yourself up. Arms sweep up. Exhale, bringing the palms to touch at the heart space. Rooting through the feet, hands resting with the thumbs against the chest bone. Taking a moment to close the eyes and feel the toes on the mat. Breathing deeply. And inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back into a high plank position, engaging the core muscles here, and then lowering the knees onto the mat. We're on all fours, tabletop position, and from here, rocking side to side, maybe drawing a figure of 8, so flowing through a motion of a 8. Warming up the spine and the wrists, and then changing direction. So flowing through that figure of 8 pose. Finding into tabletop. And from here, tucking your toes. Activate those core muscles. Press the floor away. So the shoulders draw away from the neck. And then hovering the knees a few inches up off the mat. So starting to warm up the core, breathing here. And exhale, pressing the hips up and back into a short downward facing dog. Inhale, bending the knees, moving forward and backwards. So it's a very small movement here between down dog, forward, crouching and rolling. You might like to just have a look at what I'm doing if you can't quite follow. And coming into tabletop pose, you can either stay here with the knees lifted or bringing the weight into the left hand, raising the right arm, both knees come towards the right. Placing the right hand back down, both heels come towards the left, right side. Left arm sweeps up and over. Exhale, tabletop, heels to the left, right arm up. And switching sides, keeping those heels up off the mat, knees up off the mat. Hovering tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. Your arms and your core might be burning now. And then walking the feet forward to the tops of the mat, meeting the hands, inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up, and coming into mountain pose. And I'm going to come to face you now. So big toes together, heels apart. Inhale, lifting the arms overhead. Leaning over towards the right side, pressing the left hip towards the left side of the mat. Right hand is grasping left wrist. And exhale, releasing back through center. Stepping the legs wide. Star pose. Exhale, sitting yourself low. Feet are slightly pointing out with the heels in. Sitting low into goddess squat. Arms in a cactus shape. You can gently sway from side to side. Maybe you'd like to challenge yourself here and come onto the tips of the toes, so lifting the heels. This is a strong pose. Keep going, you've got this. Exhale, release, stretching the arms and legs back up. And then swiveling the right toes to point to the back of the mat. Left foot is parallel to the short edge, sweeping the arms up and tilting forward. Right arm comes to the knee, the shin, or the ankle. Left arm on the hip, or stretching up towards the sky. Finding into our triangle pose. Strong through the legs. Peeling the chest open. And exhale, bending the front knee. Bringing the left hand to the mat, swiveling the back foot. So you're like on train tracks, both feet pointing backwards. You might like to adjust your stance here a bit. Inhale, finding a flat back. And exhale, folding over the front leg, finding pyramid pose. If you can't quite reach the ground and you have got blocks, place your hand on blocks to bring your arms a bit higher up off the mat. Or if this is feeling too strong, you can keep a bend in the right knee. Breathing here, one more breath. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale from here, turning the left foot out and then sinking the hips low into skandasana. So you might not come all the way down, so you can stay in a higher position, or sinking the hips low, left toes pointing up. Don't worry if the right heel doesn't quite reach the mat. Hands as stabilizers in front of you, or bringing them into prayer. Really feeling that stretch, the opening across the left leg. Finding skandasana. Breathing in and exhale out. Inhale, placing the hands in front of you, bending the left knee and then walking the feet slightly together, sinking the hips low, finding into yogi squat. So again here, if the heels don't quite reach the ground, don't worry. Hands can be used as stabilizers on the mat in front of you, or bringing them into prayer. And if you'd like to bring some movement, you're very welcome to move from side to side. Or finding stillness, pressing the elbows against the knees to really open up this whole groin area here. Inhale, placing the hands on the mat and then straightening the right leg out to the side with the heel pointing up, finding skandasana on the other side. And you might notice, like with me, that the heel doesn't reach the floor on this side, but it does on the other side. Don't worry about that. And just noticing the differences in the body. It's not always even. Exhale, placing the hands on the mat and then swiveling over to the side with the right foot pointing forward, left foot pointing forward, setting up for pyramid pose on the other side. Hands on either side of the front foot. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale from here, just turning the right foot so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. Left hand on the inside of the left foot, right hand on the hip. opening up that chest. So you really want to think about spiraling from the lower spine and maybe stretching the right arm up towards the sky. If you want to challenge yourself, you can gaze up towards the right fingertips, otherwise looking down towards the ground. Inhale, slight bend on the left knee, pivoting yourself all the way up. You know what's coming. Big toes out, heels in, sitting yourself low into goddess squat. Breathing here. And this time placing the hands on the knees, bending into the right elbow, the left elbow opens to the left side, and twisting the chest over towards the left. Inhale, coming back through center, and exhale, switching sides, bending the left shoulder to the midline, gazing over the right shoulder. Your thighs should really be feeling warm now. Inhale, coming back through center. One last breath here. Open the arms up into cactus. And exhale, stretching the arms and the legs. Inhale, sitting down into cactus. Exhale, stretch. And then stepping the feet together. Grasping the left hand onto the right wrist. And then leaning over towards the left side. So actively pressing the right hip towards the right side, bending over towards the left. And exhale, releasing to stand at the top of the mat in mountain pose. Big toes touching, slight little gap between the heels. Shoulders roll up and back. Palms facing the body. And just connecting back to the breath, rooting through the toes. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms and stepping the right leg back, keeping the knee up off the mat. Finding length. And inhale, lifting your arms up into a high lunge. Breathing into lengthen. And exhale, lower that right knee close to the mat, but not quite touching. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, down. And we're going to pulse like this. And another 3. And 2. And 1. And lower the right knee. So you might want to sink yourself lower into the right leg. Arms sweep up. Exhale, cactus the arms, opening up the chest, feeling that back bend. And exhale, planting the palms on the mat, straightening the front leg, pushing the hips back, keeping the left foot active with the toes pointing up. Inhale, finding length. You can always keep a little bend in the left knee if you need to, keeping the hips squared. And then slowly folding over the front leg in half splits position. Good job. Inhale, coming forward, sweeping the arms up, low lunge. And exhale, framing the front foot, stepping it back into high plank position. And from here, we draw the right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. And we go again, right knee, right knee, and we pulse. And 5, 4, 3, 2, you've got this one. Last one on the left side. And flowing through chaturanga all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, pressing yourself up and back. Downward facing dog. Good job. Inhale, stepping the left foot forward. Inhale, finding into high lunge. Bending the right knee. And then step it forward into chair pose. Arms come alongside the ears, sitting yourself low, breathing in. And exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, stepping the left foot back this time. Left knee up off the mat. Hips are squared. And sweeping the arms up. Sitting in your high crescent lunge. Strong arms, the shoulders sink away from the ears. Bending the left knee, coming hovering up off the mat. Inhale, straighten. Exhale down, and we go for another 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good job. Straighten, and then lowering the left knee back onto the mat, finding length. Exhale, cactus the arms. Open the chest, finding that back bend. Exhale, framing the front foot, straightening the right leg, flexing the right toes, hips are squared, finding length in the upper body. And exhale, folding over the right leg. Ardha Hanumanasana on the right side. Inhale, bending into that front leg. And exhale, lifting the left leg, sweeping the arms up into high lunge. Breathing into length and bending the left knee. Bringing the weight forward into the right foot. And then step it forward, both feet together. Sitting down in chair pose. You've got this. Breathing in. And exhale, forward fold. Good job. Let it go. Inhale, root to rise, arms sweep up. And exhale, bring the hands at heart space. Giving yourself a little smile. Good job. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back into plank pose. And flowing through chaturanga, option to lower the knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, big toes touching, knees apart. Resting in child's pose for a couple of breaths. Inhale, slowly walking the hands to the body, resting the hands on the knees, clasping the hands behind the back, pressing the fists down towards the feet so the chest is opening, and gazing up, slightly tilting the head back if that feels good. Feeling the opening across the chest. Breathe in. Exhale, release, sliding the bum onto the mat and then finding your way with the legs flat on the mat, holding onto the inside edges of the knees, floating the feet up off the mat into boat pose. So you can stay here or you can float the arms away from you, forming Sapana Mudra, so wrapping the fingers around one another, pressing the thumb and index fingers together, bringing the arms between the legs, and then over towards the right side, left side, right side, and last side. Inhale, lifting the arms if you can, and exhale, releasing all the way down onto the belly. Good job. Keeping the feet on the mat, letting the knees fall from side to side, windscreen wiping them. And then bringing the knees up so the shins are parallel to the mat. Hands are pressing alongside the body into the mat. And then tapping the left toes down, right toes down. Left toes and right toes. I'm going to continue this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lifting the legs up into the sky, and then slowly lowering them. 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way down. 5, 4, 3, hovering them up off the mat. 2, 1, and let it go. Whew. Well done. Hugging the knees into the chest, rocking gently from side to side. Placing the feet back onto the mat, hip width distance apart, and keeping the heels quite close to the pelvis, so the back of the hands, the fingertips can touch the heels, and then pressing into the feet. The knees are pointing forward, lifting the hips and bum up off the mat, walking the arms closer together, clasping the fingers, and lifting yourself up into bridge pose. Keeping the chin tucked, pressing actively into the feet, and then bringing the weight into the right foot. Inhale, lifting the left leg up into the sky. Exhale, placing left foot down, right foot comes up. Breathing in, lifting higher. Exhale, lower. 1 more on each side. Left foot comes up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right foot stretches towards the sky. And exhale, releasing into bridge pose. Breathing. And exhale, lower all the way down onto your back. Feet are mat width distance apart with the knees falling in. Hands resting on the belly. Finding into constructive rest. Feeling the breath travel in and out of the chest. And then from here, straighten the legs and the arms away from the body. Releasing the breath with a nice exhale out, an audible sigh. And resting here for a couple of moments in quiet. Melting any tension from the practice. And enjoying the most important pose in yoga, your savasana. Inhale, start to deepen the breath. Inviting movement back into the fingers and toes, wriggling them. Keeping your eyes closed and stretching the arms up and overhead. And then hugging the knees into the chest. Gently rocking from side to side, massaging out the lower spine. And gently in your own time, rolling over one side and pressing yourself up into a seated position with your eyes closed. Nice tall spine, hands relaxed on the knees. Relaxing the shoulders. And taking a moment to observe how you feel now at the end of practice, hopefully strong and powerful. And don't worry if you didn't get any of the poses. You can be proud of yourself for showing up and trying. Inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead, palms to touch, gathering fresh energy. And bringing the prayer to heart space. Resting the thumbs back on the chest bone and lowering the gaze. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that you enjoyed this strong and powerful yoga class and that you were able to challenge yourself to some new poses. If you enjoyed this video, it would really mean a lot to me if you could give the video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how you got along. Maybe you know someone that could also benefit from practicing some strong and powerful yoga. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being subscribed, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. All my love.